Hey, Sooner football fans. This is your Sooner football fans podcast. You got Terry, Rob, and Caleb here. Boomer up.
Boomer Terry.
Boomer Caleb.
Boomer.
And we're coming at you from the Podcast Palace.
Well, we are not affiliated with the University of Oklahoma.
But we do have eligibility left. And they may be able to use that eligibility this week.
Well, you want to play a little defense, do you?
Make sure and go check out tailgateconnect.com. Dan Donnelly, our buddy, can set you up. He's called the Tailgate Ninja by Rob and I. He can set you up with the best tailgates across the country at every major game. Go to www.tailgateconnect.com and also go to teambarfinder.com or download their app at the Apple Store or Google Play. www.teambarfinder.com. Dave Lamb, Sooner fan as well, can get you set up with a bar in your area for the watch parties, the Sooner watch parties, or you can start one of your own. And apparently somebody used the app this weekend to find a watch party in Las Vegas. And then they burnt the bar down, I'm sure, because they were so upset. But no, they didn't.
Yeah, they may have.
They may have. We haven't heard yet. But shows you that the app does work. Sooner fans are using it. Sooner fans are finding spots to watch their team, watch their Sooners play along with other Sooner fans. So let's get to it. The Oklahoma Sooners drop a big L up in the Little Apple, 48-41 to the Kansas State Wildcats. First off, thank you everybody for listening to our post-game anger podcast yesterday for that came out. That was our immediate gut reaction.
Well, that was a modified version of it.
When we found out the rules and stuff, it was a lot worse.
Yeah, cleaned up version maybe. But yesterday, Sooner fans across the nation had to buy new hats, keys, fix holes in their wall from throwing beer cans into them after the game or in the fourth quarter. Oh, let's roll. Who wants to go first? Still ticked off and angry, or Caleb?
I'm just like dead now, pretty much. I just don't care. I didn't care about the rest of football the rest of the day. I haven't watched any today. I'm just like, just don't care. And we have a bye week too. That's the worst thing about it. So we have to just sit here and we're 26-point favorites, and we lose outright. And then the way we lost too, we shouldn't have had a chance, and all of a sudden we had a chance, maybe even worse. So it's one of those days.
Yeah, we didn't deserve a chance. I mean, we played so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the worst I've seen us play since maybe the USC game.
That's the
we
Baylor.
Just got our ears kicked back.
When Baylor beat the crap out of us a couple years ago, I think that was the worst game. That or OSU. OSU game was real bad too.
And it's just a shame. I know we're better than that, Terry, but it just, when something like that happens, we're automatically not included in the big boy discussion.
Right.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But before then we were, and we want to be, but we're not. There's no one even considering us. If we make the playoffs, it really will be a joke by now.
Yeah.
We need people these 2 games probably now for us to make it. And I don't think
I don't think
is going to lose.
This year is as good as college football is. I don't think there's any chance. We've dropped to 10 in the AP. All the teams ahead of us. Georgia is Auburn ahead of us? No,
Auburn lost. Penn State.
I think statistically we still have a shot because
Oregon,
a couple
Utah.
of those people are going to cannibalize each other up top.
I think Oregon gets them before us too now.
But honestly, if we play like that again,
yeah,
there's no point really.
Well, there's Utah is 9 at 7-1. Georgia's at 6-1 at number 8. Oregon's at 7-1. Florida is at 6 with 7-1. Then you got Penn State 8-0, Clemson 8-0, Ohio State 8-0, and Alabama 8-0.
Penn State, Ohio State played 2 weeks, I think, and Bama at LSU's next week. So
those top 3 are not going to lose.
Probably not.
Well, now
and if they do, they'll get replaced by a team that beat them.
Or Alabama, but they'll just flip flop. They won't fall below us.
Yeah. Of course, it always seems like the top teams, especially the top 3 or 4, never fall, down to 5th or 6th, and never fall to 10th. They always fall to 5th. They always fall right back outside of the hole.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, we lose and we drop behind every one-loss team.
But we lost a 24-point favorite too. That's why we dropped so far.
Yeah,
If we lost to Baylor, we probably dropped like to 7 or something like that.
I mean, we're probably not expected to move up maybe one spot for the rest of the season, if that.
So I mean, I don't know. It was just it's in college, man. They're all kids. That's why you can't count them like day in day out because
That's why I don't bet on college games.
Yeah, because they can have one. That's why OU doesn't go undefeated every year. They're the best team, but they have one sleeper. That's what I've been saying. I'm just waiting for that to happen. I was hoping it was Kansas, but maybe it's just the state of Kansas. Maybe we just hate going up to Kansas,
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, here we need to get this discussion out of the way. First off, is we need to point blame on somebody. So yesterday we already discussed that. I'm taking my part in it. I wore my hockey jersey, but I'm going to tell you I'm going to wear it again because I like that jersey anyway. I wore my hockey jersey.
We can wear it when it's hockey season. How about that?
Yeah. Well, it's hockey season now.
It is?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a clue.
And then Caleb was blaming the Roughnecks.
Yep.
Because
Talking over the wagon.
Yeah,
It wasn't their fault, but I still blame them.
The last time the wagon went over, there were a lot of fans out there that listened, posted on Twitter, that they took their part, wore a different shirt, wore a different hat.
None of it worked, huh?
One guy
Imagine
went
that.
Well, it did because we
lost.
We lost. So,
but if they changed, shouldn't that?
But you already put the jinx on it.
Oh, the curse was already on.
Well,
you can't remove the curse by changing, so why change?
When they changed, it came back, so obviously it worked because they're losing. So see, now you're even more wrong, Rob. See,
Yeah.
So if I would have done something silly, then maybe it would have
should-
worked,
you
and we
should-
would
you
have
should-
come all the way back.
You should have came over here.
Or you should have went to work.
Sit in your office, stare at your computer while we
Well, I
played.
did have to work some yesterday. I had a conference call,
But
so that should have counted.
no, but everybody is upset over the onside kick. But let's face it, the onside kick, we lost the opportunity. We got beat because of the 63 other plays that.
So, but it's still take
Kansas State
take
ran.
back the fact that we did get screwed again on an onside kick. Just like we just can't have any luck. Like, you would think it would break our way once.
Have any of those ever gone our way?
I know, never. That's why I said we
I
just
don't
need
think
one
we've
break.
ever had one.
And we finally got one too. Like, oh, we actually recovered it. Holy crap! And then of course,
Just for the general purposes of making an exciting game, those refs should have allowed that to happen.
Yeah.
well, they should allow it to happen because the rule said it's
Yeah.
supposed to happen.
Well, and then Lincoln. I even said it when they were talking about it touching, and I was watching the play, and I said, "But he got blocked." I don't know the rules like everybody's supposed
He said
to.
instantly he got blocked in.
He got blocked into him. You can't. If you get blocked into him, you're not. That's not an illegal touch. It's,
Well, and
And then
honestly, until today, I didn't know if it was actually he did get actually blocked into him. But there's photo evidence that he got blocked into the
There's
ball.
video evidence. It's just like, and the rulings that, but they told, like they said they didn't call it because of the rules, but the rules, like they said the rule. That's what told Lincoln, and then they look at the rule. Is exactly what happened. Like how can you it's Big 12 officials, the worst officials in the country, and they prove it week in week out.
I mean, Eddie Radosevich, he put out. Have you seen his video? It's from the end zone. It's blatantly obvious. I mean,
Not
only did he get
second before,
he got blocked in the back.
Yeah.
Right.
Into
There's 2 penalties there that neither one of them were called.
Yeah,
I called one of them. I mean, good grief.
Yeah, so we should have got the ball where it was at plus 15 yards for a block in the back, an illegal block in the back.
That would have put us on the 15. You realize that?
Yeah.
With a minute and what was it? A minute and 36 seconds or something like that.
we're going to score right there. I mean, we're going to score if that happens.
We'd have got it close if we.
But how does this happen, guys? How does Oklahoma? Did we just have the ball twice in the third quarter and not score a single point?
I think so. I mean, they just did that, and we only ran the ball once in the second half.
In the third quarter, we snapped the ball 6 times. 2
3
3 and outs.
Yeah, that was it.
And each of our running backs got 3 carries apiece. How does that happen?
Yeah.
We're behind
And then
the whole game.
Kansas State puts 48 points on us. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, Kansas State's game plan was pretty perfect. That's how coach does because they pretty much scouted the stunts, and then every time we did one, they ran right at it. Perfect timing and everything.
Yeah. Kansas State had the ball 38 minutes, so they did what they wanted. They milked the
Sometimes there's
clock.
nothing you can do about
Yeah,
it.
you can't if your defense can't get off the field. Again, you're not going to win games. I mean,
And then when they do their job, don't cheat and hold the guy and do pass interference.
Well, we had a 4th and 13, and we held them, or 3rd and 13, and we held them.
Yeah.
And then they make the 4th and 13.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean,
it's just crazy.
the game started like what I was hoping for. I mean, we got a sack and a 3 and out.
Kicked the field goal. That was a bad sign for me.
But I mean that's how you wanted your defense. Okay, and then they come and march down the field. I mean, they had the ball pretty much the entire third quarter.
Pretty much.
Just bitch slapping us.
Just banging us. Yep.
And Caleb's right. I mean, it was like, and even as bad as the commentators were, they were right. They were either they guessed right or Grinch has tendencies on certain downs, but they ran right where the defense was not every time.
I don't know how they did it every time.
Either guessed right or had his number, but it was hard to watch. I mean, you really. I don't know how everybody else out there. I don't know how you were. I mean, I was wandering around out in my backyard during the third quarter with the TV up so I could hear it and stuff, and I really didn't get back into it. I mean, it was at one point, wasn't it 48-23?
Yeah,
at one point.
It was embarrassing.
And they were just flat out embarrassing us.
I mean, so they won the last scrimmage. They tore. I mean, our offensive line should not be nominated for that award anymore. They got killed by that Kansas State defensive line, and then. And we got no pressure on Skyler. A guy named Skyler picked us apart. That makes me more mad. A guy named Skyler picked us apart. I mean, that's just. And I'm sorry for your name Skyler out there. I mean, but still, if a quarterback named Skyler out there just picks OU apart, that's not a good sign. So I made him look like Tom Brady yesterday.
Tom Brady's a surgeon right here, by the way. He's just carving up that Cleveland defense.
Well, let's see here. Let's look at some stats. 24 first downs for Kansas State. They were 6 of 13 on third downs, 1 for 1 on fourth down, 426 total yards, 213 passing, and 213 rushing.
Man.
I thought we were balanced.
Not yesterday, not yesterday we weren't.
Jalen was the only rusher yesterday, pretty much.
Oklahoma had 395 yards passing and 102 yards rushing. We ran the ball 26 times, 3.9 yards per rush. And Kansas State ran the ball 45 times with 4.7 yards per rush. What are our individual stats at here? Let me see here.
And Jalen had a great game, but because he kind of had to.
Well, let's talk about Jalen's game. You think it was a great game for him? Or do you think that it was indicative of...
I mean, he ran everything he could, really. I mean, he carried us in the end zone a couple of times, but the turnovers weren't his fault at all. I mean...
You don't think he was pulling the ball down too quickly and taking off too quickly?
He was staying in the pocket most of the time. I mean...
There was a couple of times he did, but I mean...
He was still in the pocket most of the game. He stayed in the pocket most of the game.
It seemed to me that... I mean, honestly, it felt like he, at certain points, if he wasn't throwing the ball, he was doing it because there was...
He had no time.
He kind of took it onto himself as like, somebody's got to win this dang game.
He passed for 395 yards.
Yeah, 395 yards, and he rushed for 96 yards. And I mean, Trey Sermon carried the ball 3 times, Kennedy Brooks 3 times, and CeeDee Lamb once.
And how many times did Jalen carry it?
5. No, hold on, 19.
19.
So
that's a problem for me.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, when you got a running game, but like Caleb said, though, I mean, we were behind. Well, not the first half. I mean,
first half we're ahead, but even when we're throwing the ball, he had no time. He was on pressure all game long. They're in his face the whole time, so I'm pretty much he had to get rid of it.
Well, it just didn't seem like the offensive game plan was any better than the defensive game plan. And you know what? A couple of the balls, and I'm not picking on Jalen. I think he had a good game, but a couple of those balls, the reason he had so many yards is because CeeDee Lamb is a stud.
Yeah.
Right? Because the one he threw to CeeDee that he scored on, I mean, it was, a 10-yard crossing pattern that CeeDee took 75 to the house because nobody could catch him or tackle him when they did catch him.
Right. Well, and I mean, when Oklahoma doesn't attempt to run it any more than that, and a lot of our game is the quarterback run. I think you're right, Rob. I think they took us out of our game plan, whatever that was, or whatever the game plan was, and the announcers even said it. Oklahoma's built to play from ahead, not from behind. So this is they did a great job making a run at him.
Well, we run the ball to set up the play action pass. The play action pass is so effective because we can run the ball on just about everybody. And since we didn't do that, we had to throw a lot more passes, which made Jalen scramble a lot more.
Yeah, and now I'm going to be getting petty here. Are you tired of the gimmick plays?
Yeah, we don't need to run that crap.
I mean, how many double reverse flip passes did we?
You just had 2.
One
One
of
of them worked for a
one of-
touchdown. Well, the other one should have worked, but Rambo forgot how to catch the ball at one
We
point.
got one of the best receiving cores in the nation. We got some of the best backs in the nation, and our quarterback is very good.
Yeah.
We don't need that stuff.
So that pass. I mean, Basquin did a good job with that pass. I mean, he didn't throw it to the covered guy.
I think maybe he threw it too hard, don't you?
He started to run and realized, hey, I got a guy breaking
Wide
open.
open.
And
And it's Rambo too, so get this guy open field.
Right?
that
But
was
it was a
was a
laser.
Because after that right there, and we had a 3-point lead going right there, and then they scored right there going to halftime, and that's changed the whole game right there.
yeah, that was the.
Because they have all momentum going again.
And
That's the play. That's the spot where the game turned.
Yep,
I think so.
I mean, it was already turning. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
could feel it turning.
So we had a chance to kind of end it right there, going to half. They're still in it, but we can still keep the momentum on our side. Like we saw positive. When once they got that right there, I felt like a college football upset right there. It was basically like, we're on upset alert now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're showing on this video here. They're showing. I'm not going to watch the onside kick crap on this video on.
And then Texas loses to TCU.
I don't
Which-
care. I don't care about that.
I mean,
I don't want
either,
to talk
but-
about them. That's what they always say. We're in their heads. It's like OSU fans talk about us yesterday losing. I don't care. We both lost. I don't care.
Oklahoma State didn't.
They won.
They beat.
That was an impressive win. They actually won with their defense.
They beat Iowa State.
Chuba Hubbard and Traylon, whatever his name is. Trebo. What's their receiver's name?
Williams.
Traylinda.
Tyron Wallace. And
Tylan
Wallace.
Wallace. That's the one. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's good. He had a CD type play yesterday where he just broke a few tackles, had a nasty step arm on the.
He's actually got more yards receiving than CD, doesn't he?
Yeah. Because he's their only weapon they have, really. Him and Chuba, that's all they really have.
Well, I know that would you would think the defense would be able to shut it down since that's all they have.
But they're really good. They're both info players though. So I mean, Chuba's maybe the best running back in the country,
Maybe.
and Wallace is up there with receivers in the country too. So I mean, they'll be gone next year. So they'll be back to being terrible. They'll find someone else like they always do.
Well, they're not very good this year. I mean, they're okay. But, if we play like we did yesterday,
They beat us.
they'll beat us.
Yeah,
I mean, they held Kansas State to 10 points. So,
let's face it. I mean, here we were all on cloud 9 rolling into this. Hey, we're 7-0, and now let's face it, our team got exposed. The Sooners got exposed on defense.
So are you saying that's a blueprint for everybody else now?
they can try.
Are you you don't think that everybody's going to watch what Kansas State did to our defense that was up and coming?
Well, yeah, but that's the same thing that West Virginia tried to do and couldn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we stopped. I mean, Kansas State, they're a really good coach. I mean, that guy has won national championships for a reason. That's all
Right.
that guy's done before. So I mean, I don't know. It's just. I have a good feeling going into that game just because it's college football. You can't always expect everything was just going too good. I was just waiting for us to have a bad game.
And that's another. We forgot that blame. Caleb made a statement last week. He wanted to see
challenge.
He wanted to see what it looked like when we played bad. Thank you, Caleb.
Well, I'm
He's
glad,
kind of a glass is half full kind of a guy. Isn't he?
yeah.
I'm glad it happened here instead of in the playoffs. We get embarrassed on national TV in front of everyone.
Yeah, there was some Kansas State fans put a post on one of our deals yesterday that you guys should thank us for not going in. For not letting you go undefeated and get embarrassed by a real team in the playoffs.
Oh boy.
Can't really
So-
say anything to
How
him.
would you? Why would you say that about yourself? Come on.
I mean, we can't really argue it though because I mean we went and play Ohio State. They probably beat us by 30+ points.
I
Probably.
don't know that. That's
I
what they
don't
said
know
about
that.
Alabama in the Sugar Bowl a couple years back, and we put a spanking on them.
Yeah.
Like we said yesterday, and they pretty much manhandled us last year.
But there's so many things that went wrong, and we got 2 weeks to sit here and lick our wounds. What's the excitement for now? What do we need, or what do Sooner fans Do we need to prepare to go to the Fiesta Bowl? Do we need to prepare to go to the Insight.com Bowl?
I think we're still going to New Year's Six Bowl. It's just like it just takes like this whole season. Like everyone, I was looking forward to see Jillian versus Bama. I guess the whole season is just not like we're just going to playoffs. So not going to playoffs this year is just it's not going to be as fun.
I think you guys are assuming that we're going to play better and win the Big 12 championship.
That's what I'm saying. We gotta.
I mean, if we play like we did yesterday, I promise you, we are not winning the Big 12 championship.
Okay, Baylor, we got to get past Baylor.
But we play like they against West Virginia, we're not going to lose again. So I mean, it's just 2 weeks. I mean, we could play. I don't say it's playing that bad game.
Which team's going to show up?
They always have college teams. Like I said, they're kids. They always have one bad game. It happens to everyone every year. So I mean, that's why it's hard to go undefeated in college football. And like it happens. That's like happened to Iowa State 2 years ago. Happened against Texas last year. So I mean, it just happens.
And now Baylor's talking smack.
Yeah, I mean, we got Iowa State's not a slouch. I mean, they lost the first game they have in 2 years in October. Baylor, obviously, may be ranked higher than us come the time we play them.
Maybe.
Which will be a good signature win for the Sooners if we knock them off.
Yeah, they need to stay undefeated until we beat them.
I don't see a scenario that allows us into the playoffs, and that's what I guess is.
No. I don't see that happening. I'd be shocked if it does.
And that's why I don't like the 4-team playoff, because it keeps out 3 to 4 teams that should have the right to play there.
You think we have the right after what we did yesterday?
If we blow everybody else out, if we beat Baylor 48-20, if we beat, you know what I mean, if we turn back around, but I mean,
good teams take care of business,
right? True.
And we didn't, so.
And as much as we don't like saying we're not Alabama or Clemson, we can never afford that one loss. And this year especially, and I said it at the beginning of the year, I don't believe they're going to let a one-loss Oklahoma in the playoffs again this year, because they've done it for 2 years. There's no way they could leave us out if we're undefeated.
Well, the thing that we have
world we live in does that.
Going for, just like last year, they wanted to see Kyler against Tua.
Right.
This year, if they get the opportunity, they're going to want to see Jalen against Tua.
That's true.
The difference this year and last year is the top 4 aren't going to lose.
Yeah.
Ohio State's probably not going to lose. Clemson's for sure not going to lose.
Well, if Alabama loses, they're losing to LSU.
And LSU won't lose again probably. So, I mean, it's just – and then –
now, see,
I think Oregon's ahead of us now. I mean, I think Oregon gets them before we do. Oregon's been killing teams up there.
And see, is Alabama – and LSU, they're in the same
conference.
Yeah. I mean, same division, right?
Yeah.
So, saying that's here, I want to stand on this soapbox. If you don't even play for your conference title, you shouldn't go to the playoffs.
Right.
And that's what even Herb Street complained about when Alabama got in.
Yeah. None of that means anything.
I know, but it should. I mean, you're done. If whoever loses the LSU game, the Alabama LSU game loses, they're done. You can't play for your playoff spot.
What sucks is they won the title that year, so they playoff committee said they got it right. Like then they have Ohio State guy in over TCU. I also go to my grade. I think TCU was the best team in the country that year, but they beat Ohio State, and Ohio State won it. It's like, look, we're right. We picked the right team.
Alabama could lose to LSU, still make the SEC championship game, win that, and make the playoff.
But they lose to LSU, they won't make the title game.
If they lose to LSU, they won't make the title.
Well, if LSU loses to somebody else.
True.
But they already played Auburn. They already played the only one they have left is...
You seen what happened yesterday. Anybody can lose to anybody at any given time.
I hope that they have night games all the time, too, so they don't have the early rust sometimes.
Yeah.
That's it. It's early rust. That's what I'm blaming it on.
I mean, we can get some blame for not going for it when we're like they can't tackle Jalen on short yardage situations. I'm still mad about that.
I wish he'd have went for a couple of those.
Yeah,
just went for one. Go for one. It's 4th and 2 and 4th and 3. Like, that's a huge win for their defense.
But I agree. Confidence. But on the other end of it, if he doesn't make it, the
right.
momentum was already turning over in that game.
I still think. I mean, like field goal is like a stop for them for our
offense.
So I mean, they'll feel exactly the same after going that. They're still pumped, running on the sidelines. I mean, yeah, it just made no sense.
I don't know what to say anymore.
I mean, I've been undefeated since 2000. That's the last one last championship. So it's been so long since. I mean. Just sucks the rest of the year, though. Now
I'm tired of being in the top tier and not winning it. That's what I'm tired of.
I think now everyone comes to school here. Everyone's on live. last time we won. So I mean, that's a
good
bad
point.
sign when you last championship. None of your players were alive. For
Well,
the
but
last
there's a lot of
championship.
teams like that. I mean,
Yeah, now
Texas,
blue blood though. Texas won one.
Michigan hasn't won one.
Texas won one 2006.
Who's won the national title since 2000?
OU, Florida, Ohio State, Miami,
Miami,
Bama,
Clemson.
Clemson.
And that's about it.
Yeah, but if we're one blue bloods, which we are, we
Yeah.
shouldn't. We should have 20-year gaps.
But
Well, it ain't easy. So it definitely ain't easy to do.
It's just one of those.
I mean, you got to have all the cards fall right. You got to play great every game.
yeah, I don't want to go, completely against this, our defense. I drank the Kool-Aid. I'm going to continue to drink the Kool-Aid. I think they are better. But man, I think it was just we weren't outmanned. We got outcoached.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean,
Yeah, coach, for
outguessed.
sure. I mean, they had a game plan and they executed it perfectly, like everything. And
And there were flashes of good defense.
Yeah. I mean, and I
you
mean,
just can't get a turnover. That's the thing. Like, you don't,
we also were out of timeouts. I mean, we could have stretched the game out a little bit more, but we used up our timeouts. Which you wonder how that could happen when you're getting drubbed. Why, maybe they just didn't think they were going to need them, so they used them to. I don't know. There was just so many things in that game just went wrong and just wasn't the.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate that we didn't get that onside kick.
Yeah, because
we didn't talk about a lot of stuff, but we still got the W, and we got tested finally. We saw they responded because they did wake up in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
I mean,
we got stops. I mean, I made Caleb give me a cheers when we,
I didn't care. It's like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I was like, hey, we got to stop. It's the first one in the second half. Maybe it's turning around, and it did. I mean, they responded. Just it's kind of like the Alabama game last year. We responded and didn't have enough time to
do it.
Close up that type of gap. So,
Yeah, because if we'd have had 5 more minutes, we'd have beat them.
Yeah, and I think if we'd gotten that, got the onside given to us like we should have, we'd have scored, tied it up.
Overtime. Better team always wins overtime early.
Yeah. It may have been one of those, now you got to go for 2. Do you like that new rule, by the way?
Honestly, I don't have an opinion yet.
Okay.
But
you know what it
I
is?
probably will.
Is it second overtime?
No, you go. I think it's the third. You go.
It's always been like that, though.
No. It's a what's it called? It's a going for 2 walk off. You don't have to go for 2 after you score a touchdown. You only get to go for 2.
Right.
You line up.
That's how it's been for
and one play to score, and if you don't, they get to score. They get to try. If they don't, it just goes to 1 play.
Huh.
It's like a shootout.
Yep.
I like that. Now
better.
some people have said that, and it's after, I think, 3 overtimes, the 25-yard, it's either 2 or 3. And a lot of people are like, well, it's not good for guys to come in cold like that. And I'm like,
Well.
yeah. But, okay, I didn't see it. And I want to say thank you to ABC for not showing the video over and over and over and over. Like we had to see the Theismann leg and every other leg that's ever broken sports. But Caleb has.
Mm-hmm.
It was nasty.
It was nasty. His leg stayed forward.
Oh, the
his
guy
knee,
that carted off on them?
Yeah, his knee went all the way out. His thigh stayed forward. So his knee went flying right out. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
His own player did to him. Well, he hit his player into him. Got hit into him. So, I mean, it was annoying.
Yeah, I mean, and when that happens, I guess I'm a big baby because I would be like, they would have to tie me down. I'd be flopping around like a fish on dry land. You know what? Screaming and hollering.
Probably couldn't move, really, honestly. He's probably in shock at that moment.
Well,
So,
that's true.
Yeah, that's a major break.
Luckily, there's a hospital right across the street. So, I mean, it was, yesterday was one of the, and after the game, like, I didn't care about the rest of the games yesterday, though. Like, I didn't care about the LSU game. I didn't care about the Michigan game. I was like, just like the whole football season is kind of like, it's like bleh to me right now. Like, I'll come back when OU plays in 2 weeks, but right now I'm just like,
Yeah.
who cares?
But I guess Texas lost. Iowa State lost. The Fighting Irish got beat down by the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah.
Man, Michigan's figured some stuff out because they almost came back and beat Penn State last week. So I mean, it'll be interesting if they figure it out and they give Ohio State a contest. Hopefully.
Oh, that'd be great because I'm gonna tell you right now, Ohio State looks like a juggernaut.
That young guy is probably the best player in the country. That defensive end they have, that guy is a monster.
Yeah, he was big. We were watching that game. He was big. But, man, did you see Kansas State's fullback?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I thought it was on opposite lineman when he first caught it.
So did I. I thought it was a lineman eligible.
I said they make him eligible or something. And all of a sudden, nope.
Nope, that's the fullback.
That's the fullback.
But
He's a big boy.
so, what do we do for us to get the excitement back into the season, guys? What do fans have to do to get the excitement back in? First off, don't be out there on Twitter bashing the kids and calling them out by name and stuff like that. Don't be an idiot. So, and I'll just call anybody who's doing that an idiot, and you can unfollow us. And you
Dude,
can do
what about
whatever else.
Curtis Bolton? He's going off on fans.
Oh, was he?
All players do. I mean, because most defense players, because they've heard it for 4 years and they're probably told don't respond to fans. I'm
And
sure
now they do.
now they can now. So I mean, a lot of old players go out their fans a lot because they heard it all the time when they're here.
And now I'll be the first one. I will be screaming and hollering. And Rob, you know it. We'll be at the TV. We will call people names and what are you doing and everything else. But when it's all said and done, like Caleb said, they're kids. I'm not going to call any of them out. Well, I don't know why we can only talk positive about kids. Like Jalen Hurts, all he did, But they didn't play well. And Jalen didn't play well. He gets called out because he's the quarterback, even though his stats don't say that. I mean, this is the same defense that everybody was praising a week ago for being number 28 defense in the country. We probably are still around that range. So
You think?
Oh yeah, one game's not going to kill your stats that much.
I mean, it's just.
I can't remember. I was talking to somebody about this. They said, the difference between, 30 and 50 isn't that much. It's a couple of, it's just how they do that math and how when you really look at it, where it comes down to, you may be better in one category but worse in the other. But it's still the same defense that we've been excited to see going to ball. I mean, guys got open. We've always been concerned with the size of our defensive backs. One of the things that not only did Kansas State run right at us, but they also killed us on the perimeter, which was something I've talked about before, that we can't stop anybody on the perimeter. They get hats on people out there, on our little guys. We're done. We have bad angles out there, and they killed us on the perimeter all day.
All day.
So my biggest blame belongs to the coaches. I mean, they're most out. And they're out coached bad this game. They had everything for. I mean, even offensively, we couldn't do what we wanted to do. He took us out of our game plan. Like, it was they out coached us completely.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until you said it. Until looking at these stats, because unlike you, I didn't want to hear anything about the game. And like Caleb said, the worst part of it is every commercial break you're watching another game. Oklahoma gets upset.
Number 5 goes down.
But I did not realize that our 2 running backs had 6 carries. That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah. Especially, we lead the country in rushes per, yards per rush. And it's just even the first half, we didn't run the ball. It was just weird. It was just, if a game felt weird from the get-go. If we kicked the field goal, they just kept holding us, and they stuck around. This isn't good. Maybe get more and more confidence.
Maybe next week
we just put the nail in the coffin to start the game like we have been.
Coach's show, Rob. We ought to put just our question be 6 rushes. Really? 6?
Yeah, 6.
I'm sure he's going to talk about that.
And
a lot.
Were you guys doing the same thing as me? Is some of those the option for him to give the ball or keep the ball.
Yeah.
He kept it most of the time.
Well, he reads them. I think.
Give the ball.
They wanted him to keep it. That's the read option. He's reading the defender, and so that's why he keeps it.
But I know what the play is. But there's a couple times
he should have gave the ball.
He should have gave the ball, and he kept it.
Yeah, he should have. He made the wrong read.
So we've seen stuff like that go on before, and now you can't tell me, and I'm not trying to talk bad about Jalen Hurts, but you know that he needs the stats to stay in the Heisman race.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get some stats.
And hell, they may be trying to give him stats. You know?
And great, fine. But if it ain't working, we got to win first.
Yeah.
So.
Natty's not Heisman, guys. Natty's not Heisman. I'm tired of big, giant statues of people instead of little bitty trophies in my trophy room.
Well, if you're trying to get those stats, you're not going to get them. So we just got to play the game. Some days you're going to look better than other days. And I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say that I think that he pulled the ball more so that he could get more rushing stats, but it's certainly what it seemed like.
Honestly, he probably pulled the ball more. He trusts himself more. He does than anyone else on the team, probably.
Yeah, but he shouldn't. And maybe that's part of the problem, with...
I don't know. He's pretty... I mean, he might be our best runner on the team. Yeah. He's really good at running the football.
Well, he's not better than Kennedy Brooks or any of those backs.
I'd say it's close. I mean, Jalen, he has. I mean, he crossed a couple linebackers up yesterday. I mean, he has just as good footwork as they do.
What the?
Well, so it's a little bit misleading because when there are backs in the backfield, those linebackers are spying those running backs. So when they clear out and Jalen can run for 20 yards, and you get a one-on-one after 20 yards, then just about. I mean, I couldn't, but a lot of backs could juke one-on-one from 20 yards away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you get handed the ball in the backfield, that's a whole lot. That's just a different type of run.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not either. There was people just like they did at the Kansas game where we're calling to pull him out. Okay, a guy putting up the numbers he's putting up, you don't pull out.
I don't think he was a problem at all yesterday. I think
I'm with Rob. I think a lot of times he makes the wrong reads. I think in the passing game. But I think that's part, people want to go, the rent a quarterback for a year. You got a quarterback for a year. That's the difference between him and Kyler and Baker they were under tutelage for 3 years.
Right.
We're seeing the mistakes that they probably made on the scout team.
Yeah. I mean,
that he's making, in Lincoln's offense that he's making.
It's a complicated offense. I mean,
let's face it, it was tweaked to benefit, having a running quarterback that's that size, you know what I mean? But I think that the mistakes that we see, or that we didn't see Kyler and Baker make these because they were taught out of them. He's only been here since January, and he's only been in game situations 8 times.
Yeah.
And so these are mistakes that they probably made when they were their first year transferring in here. They had how many years did Kyler have?
Baker had 3, but I think Kyler had 3 too.
Yeah. So for 2 years, they both sat and worked on these deals. And now, here's a guy that I think Lincoln has made better, but it still makes mistakes that Lincoln don't want him making.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
it's just.
Well, we still have the Big 12 title to look forward to. Hopefully we can...
Trip to Dallas, hopefully, and then we'll figure out where we're going New Year's Six Bowl-wise. We might go back to Dallas again for the Cotton Bowl or something, or... Not, it depends who... Or we might go to Sugar Bowl or something like that. Just
Cotton Bowl's...
I think we're assigned to Sugar Bowl against either at-large or SEC team, so more likely at-large team.
So it'll be Georgia, Alabama, or LSU.
Yep.
Or SMU.
Think we'll get SMU?
I can see it happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always get those teams. We never don't get those teams. We always get those teams.
Huh.
Yeah, well, I think the Big 12 champion, if they don't go to the playoffs,
you go to Sugar Bowl.
I think it's a Sugar Bowl against the SEC second.
But if they go to the playoffs, which they could, they'll probably play against SMU.
Right. That's what I mean. It's usually... because you would expect the champions to be in, but if it's a one-loss champion, even with the SEC, it could be
prepared.
Us and the SEC.
I'm prepared for it to be SMU because that's always happens to us. I'm just prepared for it.
I think it's the Big 12 champion or the highest ranked Big 12 team versus the highest ranked SEC team is how it's set up. If they aren't in the playoffs,
we shall see, huh?
Yep. So it's it's harder to get up. This is a situation that we said that Lincoln's never been in. and we as fans hadn't been in a while. Now, we've always lost that game early, and we can work our way back up. We don't have enough time to work our way back up.
No.
Is the problem. So
Watch this play from Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, he's pitching it to Landry, and the guy just blew it up.
And caught it.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Cleveland's got a lot of weapons, but man, they can't get it all put together.
Their coach is terrible. It's what happens when you got first time coach.
What if they came after Lincoln?
nah.
Lincoln and Baker back together?
That's what we were saying last year. I didn't see that one going last year. I can still see the Cowboys still.
Honestly, if Cleveland hadn't turned the ball over 3 times to the Patriots, you can't turn the ball over 3 times to the Patriots.
One was a scoop and score. So Patriots only scored 1 touchdown so far.
Yep.
And they're not out of the game. It's just the Patriots.
Yeah.
Well, and it's pouring down rain too. You can't hardly see anything out there.
There's a help that the Patriots defense is crazy good. So
I think my Steelers play tonight.
they'll play tomorrow.
They play tomorrow.
Dolphins. It's the worst game of all time. 2 crappy teams.
Yeah, I don't want to watch it.
I guess what sucks about this too. We got 2 weeks, and we came in the taste out of my mouth. Next week, cool football on. I guess take a break from for a week. I guess. Then Iowa State.
And then we got Iowa State,
Baylor, TCU, Oklahoma State.
Yep. To finish off the season. So, well, everybody
trying to be positive. Just
try to be
the day after.
Keep licking your wounds. Burn your shirts or hats that you use that you believe caused.
Fix the wagon, Roughnecks. Fix it. When the engineers.
It's a schooner, Caleb.
Whatever. It's a wagon right now. Get it fixed. Because we're the one best engineers.
We don't need this bad juju.
Yeah, they already cursed us already. So
Caleb says it's the Roughnecks' fault. Are you hard on that, Caleb?
That's not right. Just fix it.
Well, which Roughneck? The one that originally crashed, or the ones from the land run? Because I want to know how far back.
I blame whoever's idea is not have a backup one ready to go for this to happen. I blame that person.
That doesn't have anything to do with the K-State schooner curse because it tipped over.
They cancel it for the year. They cancel schooner for the year.
Yeah, but they tipped it over, and we lost the next week in the 90s. We lost the next week to Kansas, and it just so happens that we tip it over, and then the first time Kansas beats us on their home field again.
Broke our road record streak, too, that we had.
Which
22.
What do you think about the true road record?
It was, in fact, the true road record that we haven't lost in a long time.
For fans to talk about.
Yeah, I'm always like, true road. Okay, Dallas, it's not a true road game.
It's not.
Yeah, it is. It's not at your home field.
But it's 50-50 field. It's not a road game.
Bowl games.
That's not a road game either. It's 50-50 fans. A road game, the half the stadium's not full of your fans. That's fact. We go anywhere. We have maybe 25% of the fans, not half the stadium.
Well, anyway, so let's just tell Lincoln to get it fixed. Get the team fixed.
Since it's their fault, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know. It's losing this late in the season is really. It would have hurt us losing anyway, at any point in this season. And I'm beginning to wonder, with everybody losing in the Big 12, maybe the Big 12 are we that good, or are we just not that? I think
Big 12. I think Big 12 is good. It's just we just don't have an elite team in there anymore, like we thought we did. Everyone's good in Big 12. Everyone could do. We aren't like all Big 12. No one plays defense. Everyone plays decent defense now. Everyone has players. It's just.
It's hard to say. That quarterback certainly looked good, but we have taken backups and made them look like all pros before. So, tell me I'm wrong.
No, I know, and that's. I hate laughing
I don't
at
care
that.
If you have all day to throw. I don't care. You're gonna look good. He had all day to throw yesterday.
We've made the water boy look.
And Waterboy should win a Heisman, so I don't know what you're talking
about. Which player are you talking about?
Bobby Boucher.
Oh, Bobby, the original.
Yeah, the original Waterboy.
Bobby Boucher.
But anyway, well, folks, we got 2 weeks to heal.
We're going to have fans on, I guess, Wednesday, since there's no game or something?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get there's a fellow I'm going to try to get on, and we may see if JY wants to come on next Sunday, and talk a little bit of trench warfare, see what he has to say, what went wrong with the up and coming Speed D that got their tires cut and slammed into a wall this past weekend. So we'll try to get some folks on, have something interesting up until the next game. So until then, guys, Boomer Rob,
Boomer Terry.
Boomer Caleb.
Boomer.
Thanks for listening to the Sooner Football Fans Podcast. Sooner Football Fans Podcast is hosted by Rob Nixon, Terry Long, and occasionally Caleb Long. It is produced at the beautiful Podcast Palace in Norman, Oklahoma. Follow us on Twitter at SoonerFBFans and like our Facebook page at Facebook.com/Sooner Football Fans, and visit our website at www.SoonerFootballFans.com to read our blogs and keep up with our tailgating activities. Boomer Sooner, everyone.